All right, Commanders fans, before we jump into today's loaded episode, I just want to say one thing loud and clear. This team is locked in. Every move this offseason, it's been about getting better, smarter, stronger, more explosive. The Washington Commanders are not just trying to compete, they're trying to contend. And if you believe in this new era as much as we do, hit that like button right now. It helps a ton and lets us know you're riding with us into 2025. Now, let's get into one of the biggest storylines shaking up the NFL rumor mill this week. Trade rumors involving Miami Dolphins superstar wide receiver Tyreek Hill. Yes, you heard that right. Cheetah himself was reportedly on the radar of multiple teams, including the Washington Commanders. But a major development might have just put the brakes on any potential deal. Here's the breakdown. For a moment, it looked like the Commanders might try to pull off another splash move. After stealing Deebo Samuel from San Francisco and building a brand new offensive core around Jayden Daniels, there were whispers that Washington was eyeing a bold trade for Tyreek Hill. The Cowboys and Ravens were also said to be in the mix. But with GM Adam Peters already proving he's not afraid to swing big, some insiders believed Washington was a serious contender. Then, everything changed. On Monday afternoon, a police report surfaced out of Miami Beach involving Hill and an alleged domestic dispute. Officers were called to Hill's high-rise condo after a report of an assault in progress. According to the report, Hill's mother-in-law contacted authorities, claiming he was acting very aggressive and impulsive. She also told police that Hill smashed a computer and grabbed his daughter before walking toward the 35th floor balcony. Let that sink in. That's serious stuff. Police say they spoke with Hill and other members of the family. Ultimately, no arrests were made, and the case was closed without charges. The Dolphins released a statement 2 days later, confirming the incident and saying they'd spoken with both Hill and the NFL. They ended it by saying, "We will have no further comment on the matter." Let's be real here. Before this news broke, adding Hill could have made the Commanders the most dangerous offense in the NFC. You put Tyreek Hill, Deebo Samuel, and Terry McLaurin on the field at the same time, you better believe defensive coordinators are losing sleep. Hill is one of the most explosive, game-changing receivers the league has ever seen. He's a 6-time Pro Bowler, a Super Bowl champion, and a walking touchdown waiting to happen. Last season alone, he racked up over 1,700 yards and 12 scores. That's not just talent, that's nuclear. But now, with these allegations hanging in the air, despite no official charges, it's hard to imagine the Commanders pulling the trigger. The new culture being built in Ashburn is all about discipline, professionalism, and character. And let's not forget, this franchise is turning the page from years of dysfunction. The last thing Peters and head coach Dan Quinn want is to bring in baggage that could distract from their mission. Even if Hill's talent is undeniable, the risk might now outweigh the reward. Now let's pivot to a different kind of wide receiver. Energy. One that's already in the building. Head coach Dan Quinn made it clear this week. He is thrilled to have Deebo Samuel in burgundy and gold. And can you blame him? Coaching against him, this is an explosive player, Quinn said. Not just the scheme, but after he gets the ball in his hand. He has toughness with and without the ball. He's explosive. To add a player of his caliber into a tough and strong group, we're really pumped about it. That's a direct quote. And it tells you everything about how Quinn views this offense. Samuel may have had a down year with the 49ers, just 51 catches, 670 yards, and 3 touchdowns. But he was also banged up and clearly not in sync with the scheme. That changes now. In Washington, he's reuniting with guys who believe in him. GM Adam Peters was part of the front office that drafted Deebo in San Francisco. Personnel analyst Wes Welker, the Wes Welker, was instrumental in developing Samuel early in his career. This is about more than stats. It's about chemistry, trust, and unlocking the fire that made Deebo one of the most feared players in the game just 2 seasons ago. Let's not forget, when healthy and motivated, Deebo Samuel is a positionless weapon. He's a running back. He's a receiver. He's a wrecking ball with cleats. And in this Jayden Daniels-led offense, watch out. So let's connect the dots. Even without a Tyreek Hill trade, the Commanders' offense is looking nasty. You've got Jayden Daniels, coming off an Offensive Rookie of the Year season. Terry McLaurin, still one of the league's most consistent and dangerous WR1s. Deebo Samuel, now with a chip on his shoulder and familiar faces backing him. Everett Austin Eckler and Brian Robinson Jr., a thunder and lightning backfield. Luke McCaffrey, a developmental weapon with massive upside. And don't forget about rookie tight end Jatavian Sanders, who's already turning heads in workouts. Add to that one of the best offensive lines the team has fielded in years, and a coaching staff obsessed with fundamentals, and you've got the makings of a top 5 offense. Tyreek Hill would have been the cherry on top. But with the off-field drama and the potential culture clash, it might be better that the team is staying focused on what's already in the building. The Commanders didn't just pick up a solid veteran. They went out and got one of the premier left tackles in the NFL, an elite pass protector who has been anchoring offensive lines since he entered the league. This isn't just a plug-and-play guy. This is a cornerstone. NFL analyst Marcus Mosher from the 33rd team recently graded the Tunsil trade a strong B and called it Washington's best move of the offseason. Let that sink in. Amid all the trades, free agent signings, and high-stakes draft maneuvering, it's this one transaction that's stealing the spotlight. So what makes Laramie Tunsil so special? Let's start with the basics. Tunsil is a technician. He's got some of the smoothest footwork in the league, powerful hands, and the ability to keep some of the nastiest edge rushers in the NFL completely neutralized. He's the kind of player who can give your quarterback peace of mind, and in our case, that's Jayden Daniels. Now remember, last season, the left tackle position was a weak spot for the Commanders. That's not a knock on the effort or hustle of guys who stepped in, but we all saw the pressure mounting on Daniels, especially late in games. If you want to build around your young QB, and the Commanders clearly do, you have to protect his blind side. Tunsil gives you that protection, period. But what about his age? He turns 31 this offseason. Doesn't that raise some eyebrows? Sure, but here's the thing. Offensive tackles age differently than skill position players. Tunsil is still in peak form, and the Commanders didn't make this move for the long haul. They made it to win now. They're taking advantage of Daniels' rookie contract window. That's when you load up, spend wisely, and go for it. And that's exactly what Adam Peters and the front office are doing. Critics will point out that Tunsil led the NFL in penalties last season. That's true. It's not ideal. But when you're talking about protecting your franchise QB and giving him the time he needs to deliver big-time throws downfield, a couple of flags are worth the cost. It's a trade-off, and most analysts agree. It's worth it. Especially when you consider the monsters in the NFC East. We've got to face Micah Parsons twice a year. We've got to deal with Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, Kayvon Thibodeau. You name it. If you don't have a top-tier left tackle, your quarterback is going to be running for his life. The Tunsil move is as much about protection as it is about aggression. It's about sending a message to the rest of the division. The Commanders aren't backing down from anybody. Now here's where this gets really exciting. You combine this Tunsil addition with everything else this team has done. Adding Deebo Samuel, signing Austin Eckler, beefing up the defense with young talent, and suddenly you've got a squad that looks playoff ready. Not in 3 years, not in 5. We're talking this season. Daniels now has the weapons. He's got a coaching staff that believes in him. He's got the league's 7th-ranked offense from last year, and now he has elite protection from one of the best left tackles in the game. And let's be honest, how often do the Commanders make a move that gets this kind of universal praise? Even the national media is tipping their cap. Analysts are saying this is a defining moment for Washington, a swing for the fences type move that shows the Commanders are serious about building a contender, not someday, but today. And it's not just about Tunsil. This move sets the tone. It shows that this team isn't afraid to spend, isn't afraid to take risks, and isn't satisfied with just making the playoffs. They're gunning for the top. Now, let's talk leadership for a second. Tunsil brings more than just skill, he brings experience. He's been in big games. He's faced the best. He knows what it takes to be a professional, and that influence matters in a young locker room. If you're trying to develop a quarterback like Daniels, surrounding him with leaders like Tunsil is a smart, calculated decision. And speaking of smart moves, this is also financial strategy at its finest. By loading up on veterans while Jayden is still on his rookie deal, the Commanders are maximizing their cap flexibility. Tunsil's contract isn't cheap, $121 million. But when you consider what you're getting in return, it's a price this front office was more than willing to pay. So where does this leave us? It leaves us with a Commanders team that's evolving before our eyes. One that's been aggressive, but also smart, calculated, strategic. They're not chasing headlines, they're chasing championships. And while Tyreek Hill could have added another layer of flash, the situation unfolding in Miami is a stark reminder. Culture matters. Chemistry matters. Stability matters. And right now, Washington has all three. So let me throw it over to you, Commanders Nation. I want to hear your take. Should the Commanders still consider trading for Tyreek Hill if the legal situation clears up? Or is it smarter to roll with Deebo, Terry, and the crew they've already assembled? Do you think Dan Quinn and Adam Peters are playing this the right way? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And don't forget to smash that like button if you're loving the new look Commanders. And hey, if you want more exclusive news, breakdowns, and inside info all year long, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're just getting started. Let's keep building. This is Commanders HQ signing off.